Hey, Jake, I got an update on my New England tour.
Yes, fantastic.
So a few episodes ago, I wasn't really complaining, but there was the small club that offered me a feature spot, and I was kind of looking for a headlining spot, and I didn't say no, and I wasn't rude or anything, but I did say, let me know when you know the headliner, and I didn't really commit because I was kind of fishing for something better. I think you remember that. Well, this was a Saturday night. It was a one-nighter. And one town over on Friday night, I have since set up a headlining gig. And shortly after, and I don't know if this is coincidence or not, they reached out to me and said, you know what, we could actually headline you if you're available still for that Saturday. So so waiting sometimes pays off. Still doesn't hurt to be nice in those situations. But so pretty psyched about that. So everybody if you're in Maine, it's actually a huge state, so it's unlikely that you're close to where I'll be. But you can get the tour dates on my website. I don't want to shout it out right now because I don't want to downplay the club. But if you stick around to the end of the episode when we do plugs, you might actually hear where I'm going to be.
That's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of cool. Kind of neat. You ever had that happen? You ever been a feature and then the like headliner doesn't show up and you got a headline?
Yeah, I've done that. I've also done the host and like at a good club, but the headliner is somebody that I want to work with. So this happened with Dustin Nickerson. Big fan of Dustin Nickerson.
Okay.
No. It happened with Zoltan. Okay. Very good guy. I mean, he's going to sell a lot of tickets. It's going to be good shows all weekend. Yeah. And I like the guy. And as I'm driving, I was probably driving for about an hour. And then on the road, they were like, hey, do you want to feature instead? I'm like, yes, of course. So I'm like, all right, you got it. And then they sent out one of these like, hey, is anybody able to host like one of these little massive that I'm on the list for? And so it's pretty cool about that. But yeah, that's always fun.
I got one of those today. Somebody emailed me asking if I could host this Saturday. And I'm doing a theater show this Saturday. Like, it's very unlike. I actually got 2 inquiries today for Saturday work, neither of which I could do, which I think is a good problem to have. So I told this Saturday person, I said, sorry, booked. Happy to help you find an alternative because it's in the Denver area and I know a lot of people. And I also I said something like, I know you got a big Rolodex, so you probably don't need my help. I don't know. I feel like comedians, our egos are fragile. So you really got to go out of your way to make sure you're letting people know that, like whenever I book a feature who does headline, I've learned that you have to tell them, hey, buddy, I know you're a headliner. This is the spot I got for you. Because otherwise they get real mad. They get antagonistic. It's funny how I'm on both sides of this coin. Like I don't want to be told I'm going to feature in certain situations, but all the time I'm telling people who want a headline that they have to feature. And luckily that we've joked about this before. When you don't know what you're getting paid, it's not going to be good. Yeah. And I do pay well, and I take good care of these headliners who are featuring. And so it's good work, and it's usually midweek work, and they're fun shows. I got the nicest text the other day. In fact, I'm going to pull it up and read it. I got let's see if I can find it for you. People are driving. They're loving this content. Here we go. Bro, wanted to let you know how much, I'm going to beep out some of this, but you'll get the idea. Bro, wanted to let you know how much fun I had on that last second gig in beep. Let's put something on the books and plan it. I love doing your shows. They're always so well run and organized. It's refreshing to just be able to focus on the stand-up. Let me know what you have coming up, blah, blah, blah. It keeps going. So I hope that I have that reputation as a showrunner that, maybe I wouldn't, some of these comics might think, oh, well, I wouldn't feature normally, but this is kind of a plush gig. Yeah. And, Mark's going to take care of me. And also, I don't know if this helps any, but I'm like not really on social media. So I don't think people really catch wind of these headliners featuring. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
It's almost like they can almost remain anonymous.
Yeah.
Because maybe if it was like a Denver showcase, like they'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. I'll be embarrassed because everybody will see that I'm featuring.
Yeah.
And that's not really the case.
Yeah. And sometimes if they're not, if you're not the draw, just put me, I'll feature, but you don't have to put me on the poster. Like beginning comedians just start running shows. They put everybody on the poster. Everybody.
I still do that. Because I get a lot of customers who in surveys or talking to me at shows before and after, they'll indicate that they thought the show, even though I plaster everybody everywhere, they thought it was going to be a one comedian show. This happens all the time. People think it's like a play or like a one man show kind of thing. They've just never been to a comedy show, and they don't expect. They see in the title of the show, it's like with Raanan Hershberg, which by the way, I've been saying his name wrong. Like we've talked about him probably 10 times, 10 of the last 20 episodes. And I've been saying his name wrong the entire time. I was making a video ad from a Tonight Show clip, and Jimmy Fallon goes, Raanan Hershberg. And I'm like, oh man, I've been saying it wrong the whole time. He said it's Raanan, not Raanan. Raanan. That's a hard one. It's not spelled that way either. So it's kind of confusing.
No, it's not spelled like that at all.
I like the plastering. It's funny too. I have this ticketing thing, comedy ticketing, and we're doing a big push coming out real soon where you're going to be able to highlight the individual performers on your shows. Mm-hmm. And so people are going to get more juice. They're going to be like indexed on Google, and you're going to be able to flag people as headliners, and they're going to do what you love. Eventually this feature is coming. So we're going to add the comics individually, and you're going to be able to put in all your links, your Twitter, your Twitch, your Glitch, your Glamour and Glow, and Venmo. You'll be able to put your Venmo in there, and then eventually post show, all the attendees will get an email, kind of like Don't Tell does, that says, here are your performers, and there'll be an opportunity to tip them with a Venmo link. Which I've asked you this before, but I can't remember. Have you received a tip from a Don't Tell show? That's impressive. That's pretty good.
One time.
Okay.
I've only done probably 4 or 5 Don't Tells.
Okay. I've done less than 10, I'd say, but I'm a 0 for less than 10. I've never gotten a tip.
And I was the host, but I came out swinging, and they, I
might have actually gotten a tip once.
No,
I can't remember. I feel like I might have gotten a tip from somebody I gave a free sticker to. Like they got the email the next day, like they didn't have any money or something, and then they Venmo'd me and said, great job, fun to meet you, love the sticker or something like that. So it's not exactly. It was more like they were paying me back for the sticker, but
sure, kind
of the same thing. Yeah, man. So anyway, so I got booked on 2 Saturday things today. The other one is a Rion Evans. You ever do his shows in Parker?
Yeah. Rion Evans.
I thought you had. In fact, I think you introduced me to him.
His name is not spelled Ryan like you would think.
No, it's more like Zion.
Yeah.
An R.
It's spelled. It's pronounced right, and you're like when you picture it in your mind, R-Y, not Rion Evans.
That's one of the advantages of not being on social media. I'd heard about Ryan for years before I ever saw his name written down.
Yeah.
So in my head, my dumb head, my lizard brain, it's Ryan. It's probably in my head. It's probably written in Ryan. By the way, it's spelled Rion.
Yes, yeah, that's right. That's right. You got a lot of things going on up there.
Yeah, a lot of things. But he booked me, or he tried to book me for May, I think, April. Mm-hmm. And you know what? It's the exact night that I'm doing that I'm headlining the Maine Comedy Club, because I pulled one of these. I emailed back and said, "Oh, I'm so grateful you thought of me. I'm on a New England tour. I'm headlining a small club," and I included the link, which it's kind of cool. It's like a real club. It's, I'm headlining it. I'm pretty excited about it. And I honestly, I shouldn't have done that, but I felt like I had to, because it's annoying. People do it to me, and I'm like, I know what you're doing here, buddy. Yeah. I offer you a host spot or whatever. He was offering me a feature, I think, middle of the show, and probably a feature. I think it was 20 minutes. And, you're just trying to throw your elbows around and pretend you're, I guess not pretend, but let people know that you are bigger than that spot maybe, but that's not really the message I sent. I said, here are the next 2 Saturdays that I have open between now and July 11th, and July 11th is free as well if you happen to be booking any other Saturday shows. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there, but kind of a bummer when you get those gigs and you can't take them.
Yeah. There's times when I'll have like one hole in my calendar, can't seem to fill it, but there was a different day that I could have sold 5 different times.
Yeah.
This month, the 20th, I've had so many inquiries and I've had it sold for months.
March 20th.
Yeah. So it's
what are you doing?
I'm going up to Wisconsin, and I'm not loving it, but the pay's decent, and part of Wisconsin is not that far away, but this part is pretty far away.
If you're in Wisconsin on Friday, March 20th, what I want you to do is right now book a plane for Kearney, Nebraska, because I've rented a 300-person theater, and I've sold all of about 40 tickets at this point. In fact, the theater reached out to me today and we're like, hey, how are ticket sales going? Based on prior years, you should be around 60, I'm guessing. And I was like, 42, and I've spent more than I've ever spent before.
Yep.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm still shooting for 200 at both those shows. That one, and by the way, the 750 seater, I was wrong. It's an 850. It's an 850 seater. So. So still gunning for 200 at each. We'll see how those go.
Yeah. Man. So I love crowd work. This is not a secret. This is something I'm for. I am
Mr. Crowd Work.
Mr. Crowd Work.
If you love crowd work, by the way, on Friday, March 20th, the king of crowd work, Ray Harrington, will be at the World Theater. Get tickets now and fly from Wisconsin.
Is he a crowd work guy?
He's a huge crowd work guy. His whole thing, you know how I'm Colorado's second cleanest comedian? Yeah. His thing forever has been no show is the same twice.
Nice.
Every show is original and unique, which is a great marketing ploy. Because I actually got an email today about Raanan Hershberg. Somebody said, hey, I saw Raanan last year in Eagle. Will I enjoy the show if I go on Thursday in Gypsum? And I said, you actually saw him in 2024, which is kind of 2 years ago, but it's more like a year and a half because of the way the months work out. I don't need to explain calendars to you. And he has said on social media that he's working a brand new hour now.
I don't want to brag, but I actually own a calendar.
So. Okay, you're big. You're on top of the Gregorian calendar, or is it the Julian? Which one are we using?
Julian. Yeah.
Okay. What's Gregorian?
That's that's chance. That means a chance.
No, let's go to the producer to look this up now.
We'll have the
Gregorian calendar. It's something we use.
In the meantime, I was in the middle of a crowd work story.
Yes, you were, and I was crowd working away from it, but I didn't do a great job.
Well, we're getting right back to it. So what do you do for a living? So the crowd work that I had a little crowd work moment recently.
Okay.
I'm on stage. I'm talking to a guy. It's all going well. I was into it, but that's not the part I want to bring up. Is he had something in his sock, and he's sitting down. I can see his sock, and he's close enough to the stage. I noticed it. I brought it up to the stage. Yeah.
Ankle bracelet.
No.
Okay.
He was an older gentleman. I had first thought, like, this guy's right on the edge of retirement. He might be retired. He might not be retired, but he's definitely not. You know, there's people.
It's one of those AARP ankle bracelets that everybody's grabbing.
Yeah. There are people that you see that like, that guy's definitely retired, and that guy is definitely not retired.
Yeah, sure. You can tell by the quality of their clothing.
Well, and the age. The amount of gray, the amount of white, the amount of that they're doing there. And so I talked to him. He wasn't retired. He might be younger than he looks. Who knows? Yeah. He had in his sock chewing tobacco, like a tin.
Oh, okay.
Tobacco. I have never seen that before. I've seen it in the back pocket many times.
Yeah, sock is a weird move. Is this a big gentleman?
No. He was a fairly thin fella,
Is he like hiding it from his wife?
That's a good question. That's what it felt like, right? It felt like it was, what do you have chewing tobacco in your sock? What a weird place to put it. I've never heard of people putting chewing tobacco in their sock. I mean, I don't know why you would put it anywhere, but the sock is like the last place, right? Maybe he was going out to a night of comedy, and he was dressed up probably a little nicer than he usually dresses. I'm curious if in jeans he goes back pocket, but in dress pants he's going sock. And, it's just, don't know what to think about that. Have you ever chewed tobacco? Are you a big tobacco chewer?
No, gross. I did a hookah once. I probably shouldn't say this on here. I'm probably going to lose some John Grisham style cancer insurance battle 30 years from now.
That's right.
I just lost it. We're going to have to clip that out.
Yeah. I did a hookah once.
Yeah. No, gross. Although I do remember, like in middle school, everybody doing the like. If you're listening to this, I can't make the sound. Apparently, I never did it, but the slapping of your fingers.
You make your index finger like limp, and you're trying to make a slap.
I can't. Snap. Yeah, there you go. I can't do it. Apparently, I wonder if I can still snap. I can still snap. Yeah, pretty impressive. All right, Jake. Breaking news from the Mark and Jake Try to Make It Network. Jake was wrong. One of our favorite segments ever. Jake is wrong. Jake, which calendar do we use? The Julian or the Gregorian? Let's hear it one more time.
We use the Gregorian.
He corrected himself. That's correct. The Julian did make many improvements, but over centuries, the Julian calendar gets out of sync with the seasons.
Yeah.
So it turns out that the Julian calendar is 365 and a quarter days every year, but the Gregorian is 365.2425 days. It's a little shorter, and it's the world's most widely used calendar.
Are people using other
Gregory the 13th, 1582, and the other one's from Julius Caesar, 45 BCE. What does BCE mean?
It means, I know this. I know the answer. Okay. It means before the Common Era. So nowadays, people hate Christianity so much that instead of saying BC, before Christ, and
it's like the woke version of BC.
It's the woke version.
It's the blue hair version.
So AC Anno Domini, which is in the year of our Lord. So AD.
Well, so they renamed the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, but they weren't able to get Google to change BCE to BC.
And then so AD is now CE, Common Era.
No way.
Yeah. So if you're like
what was the D in AD anyways?
Domino. It's Anno Domino. It's in Latin.
Oh, so like after if your pizza doesn't arrive within 30 minutes, your calendar is free.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Domino, what does it mean? I didn't hear you.
In the year of our Lord.
Domino is like Italian for Lord or something, or Latin?
Yeah.
Latin for Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the and so
well, you know what, listeners, we're just gonna have to trust Jake on this. He's been wrong about a lot of calendar stuff recently, but I don't have the budget to look it up right now.
Oh, I got one for you. My calendar game is weak.
Good joke. Took me a second to get it. Did you just make that up, or have you read it on the back of a popsicle stick?
Oh man, that's fun. Yeah.
Did you just make that up, or is that?
I have seen a joke similar to that on a church billboard once. Okay. I like church billboards, but one of them said, 7 days without prayer makes 1 week.
Here's a question for you. You would know this. You're in the biz. Do they share those? Is there like a book that they're passing around, like the pastor can buy, and it's got 365 or 52 billboard sayings?
I don't know about that, but
or a Facebook group maybe.
My mother-in-law bought for me a book that has a bunch of the church signs on it. So I actually have a printed copy.
Oh, okay.
Of church sign. Now that one didn't come in. I haven't opened the book that she gave me.
That's fun.
But
it's like a coffee table, toilet read kind of thing, kind of situation.
Church signs are pretty fun sometimes. I saw a vet sign recently that was funny. Something about neutering cans.
Okay.
We don't need to get into it.
Yeah.
But sometimes vet signs are pretty funny too.
Huh. I don't think I've ever seen a vet sign like that, like with the letters.
Yeah.
That's been a big thing in comedy to have the miniature version of those and the little letters in them. I aspired to have one of those signs for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's fallen off.
Well, now that you're headlining this club in Maine, maybe you can make enough cheddar to buy a little sign.
Yeah, and like travel with it and like hang it up. Maybe.
Why not?
Maybe. I did, I wanted to get like neon signs for all my different shows, but I run so many different shows. I was like, this is impractical. And maybe I could get like a Mark Masters comedy sign. And finally I discovered that I could just get these I could print out and go to FedEx and like slice them up like 3-inch by 3-inch squares with the logo of the show, and just like, that gummy stuff that you put posters on walls with. I just hang those up at almost every venue. And then in the pictures, you can see there's a little bit of branding.
Okay. But it's 3 inches big.
3 inches by 3 inches width by length.
That seems way too small.
It's pretty small. It's like the size of your hand, half of your hand, like this big.
I thought you were like, hey, I want to get a neon sign.
Oh yeah, well I was, but those other ones, they're kind of small. It's not like you don't want to, I don't know, overdo it.
Yeah.
You don't want to. Yeah. This is really Patreon material, but you don't want to Rion Evans the signs.
That's right. Oh my goodness, yeah, he's a big fan of.
He's the king of signs. I think he has stock and roll up banners.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Crowd work with a guy with.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. So, wait, did you get any jokes out of it? Dip it.
Yeah,
let's see. Dip. Doing dips.
I got the joke.
Double dip.
I got the joke before I noticed it. So my interaction with him was about over. I didn't have a ton of time on stage. I did a bringer show. That was the name of the show.
I got to throw. This one's too good, Jake, to throw away. Here we go. You ready? Talk about a cankle. What is that, a can of chew down there on your ankle? This guy's got cankles, everybody.
Talk about a cankle.
That joke's so good, I'm going to tell it twice. Let's double dip. Look at that cankle, everybody.
That's some silly stuff. But this was a bringer show, and so, I mean, I don't think that this is
wait.
salty at all.
Rewind.
Yeah,
you weren't bringing people. You were like hosting. You were like this special guest or something.
I was the headliner.
Okay.
At the end.
Okay.
But it's mostly a bring. It was labeled that you go.
Did you watch those shows?
I watched the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. How were they any good? And was there an individual who was like, you were like, oh wow, they really shouldn't be here?
No, there was 4 or 5 individuals that shouldn't be there
because they were too good or too bad.
Too bad.
Oh, I meant too good.
Oh, there's one older lady who really did a good job. I'd never seen her before, and we were like chatting, like, 'cause it's a bunch of comedians. Comedians came to watch the show. It was my comedy buddy is like running the sound, and so we're just hanging out there, and like, who's that? And we knew her name because we have the list. Oh, okay, she's going in this order, and then like, what city does she live in? Like, we don't know who she is. Apparently, She lives here. She lives in Louisville, but she did a really good job. She brought a lot of people, so there is that.
Okay.
But she did a really good job. A couple of them did decent. Oh man, there's a few that one guy who's when I saw his name on this list, I'm like, yikes. And he did really well for the first 4 or 5 minutes, and they gave them 10 minutes. And it was the worst thing that you could have done to this guy, like giving him 10 minutes, because he like actually did well. And then he's there for 5 more minutes, and it is just getting worse and worse. And by the time he's leaving, you're like, golly, get this guy out of here.
Yeah.
He has just turned everybody off. He's been really like hostile. He's been like unlikable, all of these sorts of things.
Yeah, that's brutal. Especially when, they earn it
Yeah.
How are we bringing people?
Yeah.
I had a situation recently where somebody got driven by somebody and they kind of forced them onto the show.
Yep.
And instead of giving them 5, I gave them 4.
Mm.
And instead of just giving them 4, I gave them 4 and a little pep talk. Hey, if you get off early, no problem at all. If you get a nice pop and you want to get off early, no issue. And he ended up getting off at like 3:35, which is perfect because I've seen this so many times. These new comics, I used to do this too. You run it in your living room over and over and over again with your brush in front of your face.
Yep.
And you're like, I know exactly how long 5 minutes is. And then you get on stage and you're done in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you panic and you think, oh no, everybody's going to think I'm a fraud, which you are a fraud. Sure. At that point. And so you just try and make up 2.5 minutes. And so it's so important to let people know it's not a problem to get off early.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna talk faster because they're nervous.
Yeah.
They're not gonna get the laughs they're expecting. Yeah. They're gonna forget a whole chunk in the middle.
And I mean, you get a good pop and get off. I think that's good advice because let's say they get a good pop at 3:30. Oh, now I have another bit. They right at 4, that joke doesn't land.
Right.
Well, now I'm not.
I don't think anybody's doing that though. Anybody's like, oh, I got a good pop on that one, but the next one's going to be even bigger.
No, not that. But it's like, hey, I need to finish my time. I got 4 minutes. That was my 3rd joke. I was supposed to do.
Got it.
So like that's just normal in their mind.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got my next bit. I'm going into my next bit.
Long.
It's not as good as I thought it was, or I didn't get that big pop, and so I have to, right when the 4-minute clock strikes, I just had a dud. I don't want to get off, so let me do another one. And I don't know if you've seen this. I've seen this so many times where the guy's like, he knows his time is done. He's looking like at one of the clubs we have. There's a clock that you can see.
Yeah, I have a clock. It counts up from 0 every set.
And so you can see the clock. You know when you're done, and they're like staring at the clock almost. They keep going back to the clock, and then they will sell their joke, and it will just fizzle. And then they're like, "Let me try one more."
Yeah.
And then one. Let me try one more.
Well, then you had. Did you ever do the Mutiny mic back in the day in Denver?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mutiny Information Cafe.
Yes.
A little bookstore.
Yeah.
Well, the guy who ran it, whose name is escaping me right now, Hispanic name. Wore glasses, lived in Aurora, and lived in Colorado, moved to Colorado Springs for a bit. That's kind of why I forget his name, because he kind of disappeared a little. Anyways, he had a God mic, and he would walk onto stage in the middle of your set if you ran too long. Nice. And you'd see that all the time. They'd look at their watch, they'd be like, oh, I can squeeze this in. Yes. And they'd just been eating it it was a very difficult mic. There was nobody there really to laugh.
I remember one lady that came to the show. I don't remember her name, but she did this thing where she would draw comics.
Oh, yeah.
She did it with like crayons or like watercolor pastel. I don't know, but it was in color. And she did it.
I know who you're talking about in the Denver scene.
Yeah.
I remember her.
And she did it. The paper that she used was like songs, like the music.
Okay.
Like the background is a musical sheet that she tore out of a book. Yep. To me, it looked like a hymnal, like she wrote in a hymnal, but she showed me that. And it's this, I've been drawn on stage and then shown the picture off stage as soon as I get off stage on at least 2 occasions. And both times, not very flattering.
Oh, no. I don't think she ever drew me. I remember she checked me into High Plains once as a volunteer, but I don't think I ever got drawn by her. All right, buddy, I got a long-running segment for you. Are we done with your crowd work bit?
Have you ever been driven? Drawn? Not driven. Drawn?
Drawn. I'm driven all the time, Jake. Somebody give me some Red Bulls now. I don't know that I have ever been drawn. Oh, maybe a caricature.
Yeah.
In fact, well, this is kind of funny. I was at like a businessy event, and there was a caricature person there. It was right as I was starting comedy, and I was like, "Oh, this is great! I'll get a comedy like headshot as a caricature."
Nice.
But of course, I can't ask to draw me as a comedian because I'm at this businessy thing. So I said, hey, how about I give a lot of talks. Can you draw me with a microphone? And he goes, yeah, sit down. And he's there for like 10 minutes and he's doing the whole thing. And he turns it around and it's a great caricature. You know, it's got all my whatever accented that's silly on my face. And then there's a freaking podium with a, you know, thing and a microphone on the end. And it looks like I'm giving a business talk.
Yep.
And the guy was like, what do you think? And I was like, oh, it's awesome, man. I love it. And inside I was like, this is a disaster.
Next time you gotta go straight comedian.
On a stand. I need a microphone on a stand. Oh man. All right. So here's a segment. We're gonna keep going for a month or two here. Okay. It's should Mark do Athens Comedy Fest? We're just gonna, we might as well name it. Maybe I should have said it in the Patreon. It's too late though now. Maybe I won't repeat it later. But now to the real people who listen to all the episodes, they'll know this is the fest. Should Mark do this festival? So I applied this festival. I've told you before, I applied about one a year, and another comic had encouraged me to apply, and I get this email. Hey, congratulations, you've been accepted into this festival. And I panic, look at my calendar, and yeah, I'd penciled in the festival. So I'd been in like avoiding scheduling things then, but I do have like a gig the week before and a gig the week after, and it's in Georgia. So I got to travel all the way there, and I'd love to take like a long road trip, but I can't really. I got to like dip in and out. So I'm looking at the letter pretty carefully. And remind me later, I should talk about this. We just sent out the rejection letter for Vail Comedy Festival. It's kind of interesting content if we want to talk about it. But so this festival, I get an acceptance letter. And the acceptance letter has a couple of, let's call them typos. Let's say I receive it on March 1st, and the subject of the email has a PDF attached to it. And in the email, it says, we need to hear back within 1 week from today, which is, call it March 8th. Yeah, I'm making up these dates. Sure. But in the PDF, it says, we need to hear back by March 1st. Now, what do you think that means? I knew exactly what it meant, but you might not.
To me, it sounds like they're using last year's.
Okay, that's a good guess. What if I told you it was March 1st, 2026? Which is this year.
So they had their, your second round.
Yeah, good, Jake. Good. So they're doing waves of acceptances. And I just went through this. We accepted a bunch of people into Vail Comedy Festival. We tell everybody, don't tell anybody that you got in. And we sneakily invite some more people, and we kind of hope they don't figure it out. But if you've been around long enough, like me, sometimes the signs are pretty obvious. So I write him back. I go, hey, it says in the PDF that it's due by this day. And there was some other like glaring error in the PDF, which the other thing it tells you is they're understaffed, they're stressed is the kind way of putting it. They're maybe not super competent would be the unkind way of putting it. I would think with most comics, it's just they're got a lot going on. Yeah. But so I decipher that I'm in the second round of accepted comedians, and I'm looking over this stuff, and it basically says you get one spot, no paid travel, no paid lodging, and that's the festival. And I admittedly haven't done a festival in a while, but I run a festival, and I'm suddenly realizing how generous my festivals are. Yeah. Are all festivals this bad?
Yeah. Not all. Not all.
I mean, and by bad, I just mean bad for the comedians. Because like I go to the website, and the headliner from last year is still up. It's Pete Lee. Yeah. Like huge deal. Like to do a theater spot with Pete Lee would be nice.
Amazing. Yeah.
But it's a 3-day festival, and am I going to hang out for 3 days and do one spot and pay for a hotel and pay for a flight? And by the way, the flight on United, which I need to get my gold status again, Jake. $800.
Ooh, yeah,
brutal, just brutal.
Yeah, dude, I'll have to tell you about that. But I looked up a flight recently, and I'll tell you about it. But yeah, a lot of the festivals are just like so rinkety, and which is why I think I might lean more towards competitions than festivals.
Okay.
Now, my wife doesn't like it because I can get salty, but
Yeah.
A competition, at least, there's a prize, there's an opportunity. But if it's just like, hey, just come hang out and tell some comedy, come over here. We're jokesters. It's like, is it worth it to go over here?
So what's your need? Before I said the $800 thing, assume it's like a $300-400 flight.
Sure.
Would you fly, get a hotel for a spot with Pete Lee? We're making that up because he was last year's headliner. He won't be this year's headliner. And give up a weekend and hang out with a bunch of comics. And I'm going to give more information. We're going to get more information as time goes on. I'll keep talking about this every week.
Yeah.
But what's your knee jerk? Are you saying no?
I'm saying no.
Yeah. I'm assuming that based on prior episodes. So you would say no.
And that would be the thing, is I probably wouldn't apply. If I have to fly, I don't want to apply.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty close.
Well, I could drive, and if I drive, it's about 24 hours. So that's 2 12-hour days. It's rough, right?
That's so
I would do that if I wasn't driving to Texas the week before.
Yeah.
It's like right on top of another long drive. And I know right now it sounds like a great idea. But once I get back from Texas, I'm going to be so angry at Mark, who is like, oh, good idea. I'll be back for a couple of days. I'm sure it'll be easy to turn around. But if I drive, then I can sleep in my car. It's like, it changes the economics completely. I can also stop in St. Louis, which isn't a market I've done, but I know some comics there now, and they're willing to help me get on shows. And so I can stop there on the way in or the way out. And it's just, I don't know. So anyway, so you're a no at that point. Okay. So I'm still going through my thought process. I want to say as well, when I applied, nowhere does it say you're going to get one spot and there's no paid anything. I just did it because this other comic said, I'm applying to this festival. You should too. And I just kind of dumbly applied. By the way, that comic did not get in. Because I asked them, I said, hey, have you heard back from the festival? And I just got in. And they said, no, what's going on? And I was like, oh, well, to be nice, I was like, well, it seems like there were multiple waves. I got in I didn't get in the first wave. So maybe there's still a chance. And they were like, give up your spot. I'll take it. I was like, I'm not really sure that's how that works. And
when you say another comic recommended it, I thought like one of the big wigs that you hang out with. Not like a regular.
No, this is just a rando.
No.
There's a comic that was on a show with me at one point.
Yeah. There are some clubs. I mean, like I did the Lookout Comedy Festival in Chattanooga, and I've talked about it being one of the best. And the reason I liked it is because I believe I had 3 spots. And there was a seminar with Shane Torres, I thought was very interesting. And when I walk off stage from the really nice spot that they got at the Comedy Catch, the owner of the Comedy Catch comes over, gives me a feature weekend right then and there.
Wow.
So it was zero, I didn't get paid, no hotel, but all of that happened real quick. And I worked it out where I drove the 5 hours to Chattanooga, did all of that in one day, and then drove home.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, so part of me now is thinking, I'm just making a note. There's something I want to say about this on the Patreon. Like, I don't want to say it now to you, but I want to make sure I remember to say it on the Patreon about this whole festival thing. So if you're interested, everybody, patreon.com/Mark and Jake. By the way, thank you to our subscribers. We have subscribers now. Really excited about this. And so keep tuning in. Apparently the teasers are working. And so anyways, I'll tell you something kind of behind the scenes about it in a bit. But what was I just going to say? They didn't let me know ahead of time. So there's just one spot. You got to fly in. Oh, so I found out, this is the other thing. I'm like I'm such an idiot with this stuff. This place is 3 hours from the nearest airport.
Ooh.
So you got to like fly in, rent a car, drive. But you fly into Atlanta, and it turns out there's a ton of Atlanta comics driving, and I already found out I can get a free ride both ways pretty easily.
Yeah.
So I'm back to I'll probably do it, and I'll get some United credit. I'll get a couple segments out of it. Maybe I'll look into, what I didn't think about? I could connect. This is my new favorite thing, to get more segments quicker. Maybe it's cheaper to fly an inconvenient path.
Yeah.
And then I would get extra segments. I'll look into that.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations where you want to price shop, but I'm like locked in. United's really, all the airlines, it's a smart business model.
Yeah. Yeah. I looked up a flight recently. So I bought a ticket from Southwest down to Austin to do my corporate gig. A buddy ended up, talking me into driving. So I have these Southwest credits, and my favorite sport that I would love to see in person,
Quidditch.
Power slap.
Oh my gosh, you can go to that?
You can. I love power slap.
I can't even watch it. It it makes me uncomfortable.
I have seen every single one. Many of
have
them.
You tried it?
I'm never gonna try it. No. That's that's silly.
What if there was a thing where you could pay $50 to slap one of these people?
Oh yeah, I would slap somebody.
Would you pay $200?
Yeah, I would slap them. Yeah.
For $200?
Yeah.
We might get a listener who's open to $200. I mean, in my head, I was thinking, well, he could slap me for $200, but no, I don't think it's worth it for $200.
I'd want to train maybe a little bit and get my slap form and play. But I've watched. They have like a reality TV show, like Road to the Title, Power Slap Edition. I've watched all of those. I'm a big fan of Power Slap.
This is hilarious.
I was filling out this like weird little profile recently where I had to put interests, and one of the interests I wanted to put was Pokemon, because I'll talk about anybody with Pokemon. I'm a big Pokemon fan, but Power Slap was the other one. Like what I want people to know that I'm into, Pokemon Power Slap. But the next Power Slap event is on a date that I am not booked for, but I'm booked that Thursday and that Saturday. So it's that Friday that I am not booked, and that's when the event is happening. And I was like, well, what?
Where?
It's in Vegas. And so I was thinking about, okay, what if I did my Vegas trick where I fly in, go to my event, fly out, not spend any hotel, whatever. And I have the Southwest credit anyway, what's the big deal?
This is great. It is very interesting to me.
Yeah.
So I want to know, let me just throw out a spectrum of venues where this event could take place. At the top, you got like the Bellagio, the MGM. They got these huge, like the Caesars Palindrome or whatever they call it, the Sphere, and then you go down, you got like Harrah's, you got maybe it's at the Strat, a little sadder. Maybe it's downtown Las Vegas at the Golden Nugget. You keep going down. Maybe it's at the local Dave & Buster's, or it could get worse. It could get worse. It could be at the Silver Nickel Casino. There's some pretty shady casinos. It could be at like some liquor store on the corner of 12th and Clark in the parking lot. So I'm curious, where is the event taking place?
So there is a UFC training facility where they did a bunch of the early stuff before it got real as big as it is.
Okay.
They would do some of it in just like this weird warehouse training facility thing. But nowadays they have them at Fontainebleau.
That's close to Strat.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Yeah.
I assume, do they do concerts there other times? Like
I'm not familiar.
Okay.
But
I mean, as long as it's not like at the Cinnabon in Fontainebleau, it's at the like event center.
It looks pretty good. I mean, there's thousands of seats. They got the walkout music. They got the whole thing, man.
No way. This is crazy that this is a thing.
Yeah.
Well, my version of this is Pop-A-Shot.
Okay.
I am on the email list for Pop-A-Shot events. I'm just waiting until one pops up, no pun intended, that I am free for, and I'm flying and I'm participating.
Okay, so Pop-A-Shot, in my mind, so before you tell me what it is, in my mind, it's the little bitty basketballs, and you're throwing it into like the hoops, like Dave and Buster's. Is that what it is?
Exactly, without the moving backboard.
Oh, okay.
Static backboard. And they have the competitions, and you watch the videos, buddy. There's no way I'm winning for one.
No.
I in my head I was like, oh, if I practice a bunch, I could be pretty good at this. It's kind of like juggling. Yeah. You know, it's not even really athletic. It's like you're a robot.
Like they're doing one with each hand.
Of course, absolutely. You got it. Yeah. So I'm excited. This is gonna make great content if I can get to it. They have it in like Indianapolis. They have it in Boston. They have it all over the place. You got to qualify. You got to go to a qualifier. And I figure, you know, if it was in Indianapolis, I could do some gigs out there.
Yeah.
But so far, I haven't been able to squeeze it into my schedule, but I'm working on it. If any listeners out there are part of the national Pop-A-Shot circuit, which has been featured on some ESPN channels, not the main one, but, 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
If you have extended cable. So the Power Slap, that's going to be tricky because Fontainebleau isn't very easy to get to and from the airport.
Yeah. So I looked it up, and the Southwest flights were coming in at like $800.
Oh, brutal.
Southwest $800. That's too much.
Yeah.
So I was I'm gonna skip.
Okay.
I have to go in and out. So it would be.
Is this like the Super Bowl of Power Slap, or is this like a regular monthly thing?
It's closer to a monthly thing than it is to the Super Bowl, but it's like UFC. So UFC is on like 341 or something like that. It would be Power Slap 17, so like that.
Okay, almost legal.
Yeah. Jeez.
You could sell that to them from me. That's crowd work, baby, right there. You got to be quick. You got to be quick. So I sent out a bunch of rejection emails, and I gotta read you this response just to give you an idea of what that's like. It's gonna take me a second because I don't know what this person's email would be. Can you tell a quick story?
Yeah. So I went to Asheville, North Carolina, and that's fun. That's very interesting. They have a highway named after a very famous theologian, perhaps the most famous theologian slash preacher in America. I mean, he's dead now, but probably the most famous one. A guy's name you would 100% know immediately.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson.
Those are presidents.
But Thomas Jefferson there's a Thomas Jefferson Bible.
Yes, but he just cut things out. So he was a deist. He didn't believe that God could actually interact with humanity. So he would like cut out the Bible. So it's his Bible is just like missing words and pages and stuff. So it wasn't like Bible. And it's always fun whenever you see like celebrities named on the highway. You get Muhammad Ali Boulevard here in Louisville. You see Martin Luther King.
That'd be another good one. He's a theologian.
I would accept him as a theologian.
Okay.
But I've seen him. I've never seen this other guy. Billy Graham, the Billy Graham Highway. So I took the Billy. You don't know
who's
Billy?
The worst theologian? This is a great question. Billy Graham.
Hold on. We got a ooh for Billy Graham.
Isn't he the guy who stole a ton of money and flew the private jet and had a bunch of mistresses?
He had 0 mistresses. He was a good guy. He was a very good guy.
Okay. He's got a university, right?
No.
I'm pretty sure there's a Billy Graham University.
No,
that's not a negative thing.
I don't think there is.
The Billy Graham School of Missions, Evangelism, and Ministry.
That's at Southern Baptist Theological Seminary.
Yeah, in Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, look at you, right?
I know, right? I know exactly where it is because that's the same school as me. Yeah,
okay, I'm thinking of somebody else. Sorry to slander you, good Billy.
Billy Graham with a crusade.
I mean, with a name like Billy, can you fault me?
Oh,
Go by William Graham. You're a man of the cloth, sir.
Oh my God.
Slick Billy is what everybody's calling him.
Slicky Bill. No. Billy Graham, like literally is. I mean, American. I think like in American royalty sort of thing. Like he has met every president. He has met, every head of the state ever. hugely influential. He used to run he called them crusades at these giant theaters or not theaters, arenas. He would run these huge preaching events where thousands of people would come to these preaching events. Like in the 50s, he was maybe more famous than any like musical act or any. I mean, he was huge when he would come to town. So I would say bigger than the Beatles, and that might be true. I mean, like it would rival like that sort of thing. So I thought it was interesting, and I thought you would knew Billy Graham and not know.
Born in 1918. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. No, he's dead now. He died at like 92 or something like that. He died fairly. I mean, he was a very old man.
So I kind of missed the thread there. How did we get back to the highway? What was the highway?
Oh, it was named Billy Graham Highway. And I'm like, we're in the middle of Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're like, I don't expect Billy Graham. I'm excited about it. Whenever they name a highway after somebody, and it's Billy Graham. I'm a fan. Unlike you, I like Billy.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do some research. We're gonna circle back on the Patreon, maybe even. I'm gonna draw. I did a quick Goog, and there is some shade to be thrown, which is gonna happen. Look, Jake. When you're born in 1918 and you make it to the 1980s, you're gonna. I heard a great joke the other day. Oh my god, it was so funny about how you got to be really careful to actually not be racist. Because Alzheimer's will get you.
Oh,
like your whole life, you're like hiding it, and you get Alzheimer's, and you can't hold it back and be. So I can't remember who told it. It was really funny.
Yeah,
really good joke. But all right, here's the email. So I sent out these. This is the worst part of my year, is sending out this rejection email to hundreds of people.
Well, let's temper that for a moment. It's not a great time for the people that receive the email either, but
yeah, of course, and that's why I could have sent it a week ago, and I delayed because I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
and I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to write this down for the Patreon too. Okay, this is going to be a good one. People, you're going to want to hear this about something spicy about the rejection letters. And so I sent out these rejection letters. Listen to this response. They went out yesterday, and today I got smart in over the years, and I now use a MailChimp account to send the rejection letters. So when somebody asks me for proof that they actually got the rejection letter, because this happens more than you would think, I can actually send them documented proof that in some cases, not only did I send the email, but I have evidence that you opened the email 4 times, it says right here.
Oh, wow.
So I used MailChimp, and kind of interesting, 24 hours later, only about 50% of the people had opened the email. So
does the subject line say, sorry?
The subject line is, not to spoil anything, and we use the same subject every year. News from Vail Comedy Festival. In parentheses, not great.
Okay, so you can know.
You want to rip the Band-Aid right away. It's the way I feel.
I would agree. I like that. I like that as a title, as a subject line. But does that need to be opened? So, I mean, I would know immediately. Okay.
Okay, what is it? New York City. Okay, this is from this is a response from a New York City comic. I get his email this morning, first email response to the email. And I'm gotten like heart palpitations. I don't want to open it. It's probably somebody who's passed at the Comedy Cellar who's like, how dare you not let me into your festival? Yada, yada, yada. Here comes the email. This is the best rejection email I ever gotten! Exclamation point. Thank you! Exclamation point. So year 5, I've made some tweaks every year. I think we finally nailed the rejection letter.
Okay, so here's the $1 million question for that guy or lady. Will that make him, or her, more likely to get in next year?
No, there's no bearing. There's like it's like, what do you call that in like law firms when you have the Chinese firewall or whatever. Yes. There's like a firewall between. I'm the messenger, but I don't rank anything, which is great for me.
Yeah,
I'm very. In fact, that's one of the changes I made to the letter this year. I made it more clear that I'm not the bad guy here. No. I didn't rank you. But what I thought you were going to ask was, and we'll do this. This will be kind of fun. I have the person's name right here. I'm going to look up like how they scored. Yeah, I can find. I think I got that up still. And I'm going to guess. What's your guess?
Is it out of 10?
Oh, well, this is hilarious. I also, in my head, misgendered this person. Huh. They have a strange name. I thought it was a different gender than I'm seeing notes about the person that specifies what kind of parent they are. And yeah, let's go out of 10. That's not how it works, but that'll be good for this. Let's say 1 is bad, 10 is good. What are you thinking?
Well, I would imagine you'd get a decent amount of 8s that get accepted. And New York City comedian probably be mid 7s, maybe low 7s.
That's pretty close. And I would have guessed way lower.
Really?
People usually, in my experience, if they're any good, they're too jaded to send a note like that.
Yeah. Interesting.
You know, they're not playing that game. That's a very much a first year comic kind of note.
It really is. Yeah. Because I think I got a rejection letter recently. I may not have. I think it was a different kind of rejection. It was I asked a comedy club to do a show that I wanted them to do, and they didn't respond for 2 weeks, and then they sent out, "Hey, we're going to pass on this idea," which is fine. I already kind of assumed that because you didn't get back to me in 2 weeks, but it's nice for you to send a note. And I was like, I don't care. I think I did respond because I know the guy. I did respond to that one. But when I get a rejection letter from a festival, I'm like, all right. They always do this thing. Flyover Comedy Festival in St. Louis is, in my mind, like the worst about this. Because what they'll do is they'll reject you from the festival, and then they will just pound you with, you should still come, you should still come. Why don't you buy us a weekend pass? Do this. As if I'm not on the rejected comics list. I'm on the potential customer list.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We do encourage people to come, but that's basically the way I look at the letters is I get a lot of these, and I want this to be the best version of a rejection possible. What can I offer these people? They're getting a no, but what can we say yes to? And one of the things we do is we say, hey, if you want to come out, we'll get you like a $200+ pass for a $10 printing fee. We'll basically give it to you for free. We'll also help you out with discounted hotel rooms. And I don't go into this, but I would really encourage anybody listening to this who's a comic who is not a draw yet, which is everybody, basically, people way above me, to still go to comedy festivals, even if you're not performing. I get so much out of going to comedy festivals. I meet so many great comedians. I see how people run shows. I pay attention to like how the ticketing is working and, people's material and, what scenes are strong. And there's a lot of value in going to a comedy festival. So,
are we still in the segment of should Mark go to the comedy festival?
We got to wrap up this episode right now. But in the Patreon, I'm going to tell you some spicy stuff, and in the next episode, I will let you know whether I'm going. But yeah, give me any more thoughts on if you think I should go or not go.
I don't have any more thoughts, but it was like you feel like you're talking yourself into going.
Okay. Well, we'll see in the next episode, and folks are gonna find out some spicy stuff in the Patreon, which again, patreon.com/Mark and Jake. It's Mark with a K. We're gonna talk about the comedy festival. I'm gonna dish some dirt. We're gonna talk about the Vail Comedy Festival rejection letters, and I'm gonna tell something pretty spicy, pretty unique. I don't think anybody has ever done this in the history of comedy festivals, but it happened this year. And we're going to talk, we have film at Vail Comedy Festival this year. It's our second year. We have a film component, and I got a bunch of submissions from films. I'm getting into this Hollywood movie stuff. and I got a submission from how do I obfuscate this enough? Let's just say a movie about a very famous comedian.
Nice.
And we're going to talk about that in the Patreon.
Cool.
And so then let's also talk about March 23rd. Why don't you go first? What are you up to around March 23rd?
It's coming out March 23rd.
That's correct.
I'm headlining Fort Wayne Comedy Club.
Awesome.
On the 28th there, and then I'm going down to Zany's in Nashville on the 30th. So should be a fun time.
Okay, awesome. I am holding my head in shame and crying because I did not sell 200 tickets to either of the large theaters. That you should hop in a time machine and go back to Friday, March 20th in Kearney or Saturday, March 21st in North Platte, Nebraska. Coming up Wednesday, I have a private event that we've talked about on the Patreon that is going to turn into a little bit of a, well, I don't want to say it, but it is a good thing. And hopefully everything works out well with that, but you can't come to it. That weekend, I am traveling for fun. Look at that. Nice. I thought about popping up a comedy show, but I don't think I will. And then after that, Wednesday, April 1st, Avon, Colorado, vailcomedyshow.com for tickets to nationally touring headliners. Carmen Lynch, who's been on every late night show ever, and Eddie Ift will be there. April 2nd, we're in Vail, Colorado, same lineup. Kind of fun. I don't have to book any support acts. It's me and 2 famous headliners. And then April 3rd and 4th, I am featuring for Carmen Lynch at the West River Comedy Club in Rapid City, South Dakota. Everybody get tickets to Rapid City, South Dakota for April 3rd and 4th, Friday and Saturday with Carmen Lynch. She's so funny. And check us out on it. We're going to go to the Patreon. We'll see you there, everybody.